I don't even know what I should do.
I mean, I can't give a true, honest, objective review for something like this. While most reviewers are going to be wearing their Avengers gear, or showing off their merchandise, or wearing those hoodies that look like the new suits in this film, I am in mourning. This movie is the death of an era. Hence the name Endgame. What do you think I should do? Don't even review it. Just tell them what you feel. You're right. That's all I can do. Thanks, Channing. You know, you really have made my personality all over the place. I mean, do I hate you? Do I love you? Am I a counselor, a shoulder to cry on? I don't know, it really just kind of works from a week-to-week basis of whatever I may need. Well, if you're finished playing Puppet Master now, you should probably get to making that review. Oh, right, yeah, good point. So, Avengers Endgame is the 22nd film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's a lot. Like I said, I don't even know how to accurately review something like this, because for people like me, and not just people like me, but like people all across the world who have been into this since the very beginning in 2008. This movie was being built up to for either 11 years, if you look at it from the first Iron Man film, or 7 years if you look at it from the first Avengers film. And I'm not even gonna do my typical, walkthrough of the, gist of the plot over the trailer sequences like I usually do, because the trailers for this movie did such a great job of not spoiling anything, like just not telling you anything about the plot. I don't really want to tell you either. All I'll say is that the remaining Avengers are trying to cope with what happened in Infinity War, and they're trying to come up with a plan of what they can do about it. And for a good while after the opening credits, this movie is quiet. This movie is somber. It's sad. It takes quite a long time to get to like any action sequences, and I mean a long time. This movie is 3 hours long. But when it does get to the action, it feels earned. Like it feels like it should 100% be there. There have been some past MCU movies, like Avengers Age of Ultron, for example, where it just seems like, action and we're blowing stuff up. But in Endgame, it feels genuine. Like, this has to happen. We need to do this, or else we've lost everything that we fought for. And Endgame has probably the best acting out of all of the MCU movies. Like, right from the very get-go, you've got Robert Downey Jr. just having like a complete breakdown over what happened in Infinity War. You've got Chris Evans just trying to bottle everything up, like, it'll be okay, we have to move on, but that's the last thing he wants to do. And while there is humor, I mean, there's humor in all of the MCU movies, but it's not as in your face as it is in some of the other entries, such as the Guardians of the Galaxies, or the Thor Ragnarok, or Ant-Man, when there is humor, for the most part, it just seems like levity that we kind of really need at that moment. Sure, there's some jokes that, you know, it's just like, oh, here's a joke, and it's funny, but for the most part, the comedy is used effectively just so that this movie isn't a 3-hour-long slog of emotions. And there are a lot of emotions with this movie. Like, I would be lying to you if I said that I didn't cry. It wasn't one of those things where I was like, oh God, you know, oh wow, thank God that didn't do anything. No, I had tears coming down my face, and I wasn't ashamed. It felt, oh my God. If anything, all I could say negatively is that maybe the payoff for one of the storylines in this film was kind of weak. But not really. I thought it was a great payoff, but my friend who I went to go see it with, he didn't really like it. So, I mean, it's gonna be either here or there how you feel about this specific thing.
There's also a couple of characters that have drastic changes made to them. While they're both initially used as jokes, one of them at least uses this change to show the tragedy of that character, while the other one is really kind of useless overall and does not use that character to its full potential with this change.
This is a very simple review for a very not simple film. Something that Matt said to me not too long ago was that he heard someone on a podcast say that Infinity War, that would also include Endgame, are the most pretentious films ever made. Because you need all of this pretense. You need to know what is happening. You need to know all of these characters. And to know all of that, you need to have 11 years of knowledge. And so this is very much the end of an actual era. It has been now literally over a decade of growing with a lot of these characters, and I don't know how I would have ever reviewed something like this, honestly, from a completely objective point of view. I can't. I've been a fan of this franchise since I was 12. I wasn't even a teenager yet when I started watching these. And so, no, I can't be objective. I honestly can't. And that is why I'm not going to give a grade for this film, because it wouldn't be fair. I am so invested and so wholeheartedly in this franchise that to give a grade, just, you know, a solid letter grade to this movie wouldn't be fair. So I'm just going to leave you with my intact thoughts on it, and that is, it is an emotional roller coaster. It has great acting, and it just feels like the only ending this could have had. Now, I know it's not the ending. They're still making more Marvel movies. Like, you know, we still have Spider-Man Far From Home, and there's other sequels that are gonna be made. The Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2. We are never going to have something like this ever again. No studio is going to take the time to build something like this ever again. They just will not. Studios are going to try to cash in quick, and they're going to try and fail to get the amount of success that Marvel did. But they're just not going to, because they're not going to take 11 years to do this. I'm rambling. I'm ranting at this point. So I'll leave it at that. Avengers Endgame was beautiful. It was sad. It was funny. It was great. Have you seen Avengers Endgame yet? If you have, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Or, what is your favorite Marvel movie of the MCU movies? Not like, the Ang Lee Hulk or that one weird Captain America movie where Red Skull becomes not red anymore. Just your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. What's your favorite? Don't forget to check out my social media. The links to all of that will be down in the description. And while you're doing that, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe so that I can see you guys next time.